you prospect 5 days a week. Is that about right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So are there days of those 5 days when you're scheduled to do that you just like, I don't want to?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Well, how do you do that? What is the accountability component, or what is it that causes you to do it on the days you don't feel like it?
I think reviewing my goals has been really important. That was something I didn't do last year, which I've been doing this year. So before I even get started this year, I take out my business plan for the year, and I also have like a little goal board. And rather than just having it on my wall and it becoming kind of, background noise, I just take the time to get it out and actually look at it. And that definitely just reminds me of what I need to do.
It's that time. Welcome to Roadmap, how to take 3 listings a week until you're ready for more. Each week, we interview a great agent who's consistently taking several listings each month, and we have an exciting guest today. Let me introduce my co-host from San Diego, Carly Hathaway. That's carlyhathaway.com. How's the real estate business, Carly?
Hi, Ren. Hi, everybody. Real estate is booming. As we know, it's definitely a seller's market. Best time to be a listing agent.
I know. So we have an exciting guest. Yeah, it's Anne Gorey from Hartford, Connecticut is here today. I am so excited about that. And you know Anne, don't you?
I do. I know Anne from the prospecting clinics. I love listening to her prospect. She's amazing. She's good. Really good.
And here she is. Welcome, Anne.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Glad you're here. We're excited. You're only a couple years in the business. You just started your 2nd year and you're already blowing it up.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's definitely an exciting time to be in real estate for sure. Like Carly mentioned, it's definitely a seller's market right now.
Do you consider yourself a listing agent as your primary business?
Well, actually, yeah, this year, so it was quite exciting. So last year, about 80% of my business was buyers, but this year, 80% is sellers. So that's really exciting to me.
Yeah, and you did something yes, that is fantastic. So you flipped it. So now, what do they say? Buyers take time, listings take skill. So you're going to have money and the time to enjoy it, huh?
Well, exactly. That's the idea.
Fantastic.
Right?
Good.
And you're happy you're not spending all those gas prices, right?
Well, right. And right now, a ton of offers just to, get being out. So
Good. Okay, so what is your goal for this year?
My goal for this year is 50 transactions.
That's pretty good for only having you've been a year and 5 months in the business, so that's not bad.
If you did 50 deals, how much money is that?
Oh, about 240,000.
Nice.
I love it. Okay, good. All right, well, let's get right into it. How do you get all these listings? Like, what do you do?
Well, prospecting really. Coming from the UK, I didn't really have a very large database here. All my friends are real estate agents. so that was been quite challenging. So really just prospecting the phones, expired, for sale by owners, just listed, just sold. This year I was able to get a lot more from my database, which is exciting. But yeah, my primary would be expireds.
Expireds. Okay, good. And when you're calling, okay, wait, let's go back a step. Do you have a daily routine, a schedule you stick to?
Well, in the morning, prospecting is first thing, your role play, prospecting. After prospecting, I do some lead follow-up and then jump into a listing presentation, role play. And then after that, just admin and go on appointments.
Okay, I love it. Okay, and how important are those role plays? Has that changed your business?
Oh, absolutely. I've just, for the past year, I've been in a role play group, which has been very beneficial. There's some really powerful agents on there. And I've definitely learned a lot. I've only done the listing presentation role play for the past 4 months. And that has just been very invaluable as well.
I love it. Okay. And so you have role plays, you get on the phones. What's your daily contact goal?
20 contacts a day for me.
Okay. And how long does that take you usually?
Um, it depends what sources I'm calling. Expireds have been a little bit slower. If I'm calling my database, or if I'm calling just listed, just sold, I tend to get quite a few more contacts in an hour. But I can definitely get those 20 in those in those 3 hours.
Are you a competitive person?
Yeah, I would say I'm competitive, yeah.
A little bit. Do you think that helps your business?
Yeah, it definitely helps my business for sure.
Okay. Who are you the most competitive with in your office?
Um, I'm probably my partner, Jeff, yeah.
Okay. I love it. Okay. So if he gets a listing appointment, are you going after the same listing appointment?
Well, yeah, I mean, we prospect the same leads, so quite often we may make an appointment with the same lead for sure.
Okay. I like it. And it doesn't bother you.
No, it doesn't. I mean, sometimes we'll decide to go on it together. Sometimes, we'll compete against each other. But I mean, we really don't mind.
Good.
As long as one of us gets it, then that's what we care about.
Exactly. That's a great attitude to have. One of the two of you has to get it.
Right.
What do you do on the days you don't feel like doing this? Or do you have days that you don't feel like doing it? You seem very enthusiastic about the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I like my downtime, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I like to horse ride and stuff like that. So I do that on my spare time. We have a dog as well. So
So if you're doing this, what you do, you prospect 5 days a week. Is that about right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So are there days of those 5 days when you're scheduled to do that you just like, I don't want to?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Well, how do you do that? What is the accountability component, or what is it that causes you to do it on the days you don't feel like it?
I think reviewing my goals has been really important. That was something I didn't do last year, which I've been doing this year. So before I even get started this year, I take out my business plan for the year, and I also have like a little goal board. And rather than just having it on my wall and it becoming kind of, background noise, I just take the time to get it out and actually look at it. And that definitely just reminds me of what I need to do.
Marianne, you must understand most agents do not have a written business plan and a goal board. So obviously you're getting, somebody is in your ear. Who is in your ear? Where are you getting these ideas that you need to do a business plan? No, nobody does that.
Well, I mean, I've been part of Mike Ferry coaching now.
Oh, you're in a coaching program. Which one?
Mike Ferry.
Okay, Mike Ferry coaching. Okay, fantastic. Good. All right. I mean, because I'm hearing all these numbers and organizational things, and when you said business plan, like, okay, she's involved in something, because you don't have, I mean, and you're going to make $250,000 in your second year in the business.
Yep.
Amazing. And you said last year you did 80% buyers.
Right.
What are you doing this year to not work with those buyers?
Now, to be 20% buyers, 80% sellers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great question, Carly. I've been focusing a lot on my prospecting. I think my skills have got a lot better as well. Last year was really the first year I started really prospecting, all the time. And now my skills have just grown. So I'm able to just convert those sellers a lot more. And as well, I've got a lot more from my database as well. I think last year I might have done 2 deals for my database last year. And this year I've done about maybe 10 deals now for my database. So I think that's definitely helped as well.
Is everybody that you're selling moving out of town? I mean, how can you be only 20% buyers? You're going to have people that sell their home, and then they're going to go, I want to buy an even bigger house and I need to buy it now. And I mean, aren't you going to just stop doing what's making you successful, or do you have somebody helping you with the buyers?
Well, that's something I'm looking into now, actually. Looking into how I'm going to kind of organize that time, because it has been a challenge, and I have been capping out a little bit with how many buyers I can work with at a time. So I am looking at, how I can leverage that for sure.
Okay, so I know you were saying like you role play, you have, time that you're on the phone. Do you have like a set schedule, like timing wise, like 7 a.m. this, 8 a.m. this, like?
Yeah, so 7:30 a.m. is when I role play, and then I get on the phone at 8. 8 to 11 would be just for the prospecting. 11 to 11:30 is lead follow-up. 11:30 is when I jump straight onto a role play. And then 12 o'clock, I'll just take a lunch break then. And then after that is my afternoon schedule with, and that, I mean, that's the one that fluctuates with between admin and appointments. It's never the same.
Mm-hmm. And how important is that schedule for you?
I mean, super important. I mean, my schedule is what gets you through those hard times for sure. You know, if there's some days we just don't want to do the activities, but just doing them and keeping to the schedule, you know, that's what just keeps you going for sure.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Amazing. And let me ask you, what did you do before real estate?
I had an accessory company. My sister started the company in the UK, which I worked with her on. And then when I moved to the US, we decided to open a business up here, the same business in America.
Mm-hmm.
So I started that and launched that. And then I went full time in real estate.
Mm-hmm. And how, if you don't mind me asking, how much did you used to make a year?
Oh, goodness.
You don't have to answer if you don't want, but I mean,
a lot. I mean, a lot less than what I was making.
Okay, that's a better answer.
Sure.
Just a lot less.
So if you're going to do $250,000 in your second year, and would it be fair to say year 3 will be what?
I'm sorry, what was that?
If 250,000 is what you're going to make in this year,
yeah,
and then you're going to be what, 375 in the third year, and then 500,000 in your fourth year. Is that the trajectory you're on?
that's the idea.
Yeah, I mean, we see this a lot with people that have, and I keep going back to this, a business plan. So you have a written business plan that you're looking at. Is that right?
Right.
How many pages is this business plan?
Oh, it's about 8 pages.
8
Oh,
pages.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have numbers, and then you have some components
Right. So
of things you need to accomplish. And
right. The numbers component is about 2 pages. That's
Okay.
the recap, and also, you know, what I'm going to be doing this year.
okay,
And
the
then after
recap of
that-
last year, which you would do in a normal business to look, this is where I'm coming from, this is where I'm going to, right?
Right.
Okay. And then what else is in the business plan?
A schedule.
Schedule. Okay, so you have a schedule that you follow, like a weekday schedule. Is that it, basically? If you're
Yeah,
on a listing side of the business, it's kind of a weekday schedule, right?
Right, exactly. It's, you know, what I want my schedule to look like. And I mean, that's forever changing. I'm always making some adjustments to that. And then after that, there are just some challenges and solutions. So
Challenges and solutions. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. Okay, so you state the challenge and then you write some solutions. And you
Right.
state a challenge and you write some more solutions. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay, and this is based on where you were last year and what, you know, what the pain points were that you have to go through to solve for this year. Is that right?
Exactly.
And
right.
one of them is, what are you going to do with all the homeless people when you sell their home? Do you stop looking for more listings and start just working the buyers again and then be down at the bottom of the trough? Or do you find somebody to help you with that?
I'm definitely going to find someone to help me with that.
Yeah, because I mean, you're going to be faced with that like next week, right?
Yeah. We're playing around with different ideas from buyers agents and showing agents, and what would be, you know, what's the right move for the business at this point. And that's really what we're playing around with. We haven't really made a decision on that yet.
Yeah, because if you, let's say, you know, if you sell their home and you could make $9,000 commission, but then they're going to buy something bigger and you'd make an $18,000 commission, but you spend the next 2 weeks showing them property to do that and all the time, and then you stop taking 3 or 4 more listings, you actually make a lot less money.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Versus making maybe half of that, letting somebody else make the other half, and then you just take 3 or 4 more listings.
Right.
So you got to get that solved pretty quickly.
Yep.
I mean,
exactly.
Isn't this the middle of May?
I know it's getting to that peak time, right?
I know. I mean, aren't there going to be a whole bunch of homeless people knocking on your door saying help?
I mean, well, that's definitely a good problem to have. So I'll definitely
That's true.
welcome that problem.
I know.
What are you doing right now? Are you still working with the buyers?
Yeah, right now I'm still doing both. I haven't been able. I'm sorry?
Ren's going to be very upset at you if you keep
It's
doing buyers.
Sunday night. You must be tired.
Yeah, I've been pretty good at scheduling, not on the, well, I say not on the weekend, but for me, like doing one or two is a day off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been good at doing that. But I gotta get better with it because the buyers
Okay.
definitely is
Right. If you're going to
crucial.
get to 500,000, you can't keep doing this.
Right, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. I'm just checking, Marion. Just checking.
Okay, so you sound amazing on the phone. Like you have a beautiful voice. Do you wing it? Do you use scripts? What do you do?
Scripts, 100%.
Okay.
why-
So everything's a can't present. You know, people are like, oh, I would never use a script. Now you use scripts. Now, you know, if you use a script, it gets you a predictable result. It's kind of funny. People they have antibodies to the idea that they would actually be scripted. What say you?
Well, right. I mean, I remember when I first, I'm very lucky to be part of my brokerage, who's the Mike Ferry brokerage. So straight away, orientation day, the first thing I was given was scripts. And I remember reading them and thinking, oh my goodness, this doesn't sound like me. Like, I don't think I could use these. You know, I had that same instant thought when I
Okay,
saw
so that's a
them.
normal thought then. Okay.
Well, I
But
don't
this isn't my normal language. It feels uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And I mean, the more I practice them, the more I made, like, I still do them verbatim, but they sound like me more.
Mhm.
And when I go off script, I mean, that's usually when things go wrong. So I don't go off script anymore.
It's so true. It's so true. And okay, so once you get the scripts, you internalize them, you make them your own, and then it is comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so it
I
sounds
mean,
like-
you know,
when you don't have-
it's only the poor use of a script that's offensive. If you've internalized anything that you do, any way you do it, it's going to sound it's going to sound like you. But
Exactly.
that takes some practice. And you're doing a lot of role playing practice.
Right, exactly. And I was doing some accountability with Monica from Florida, and we would be chanting and writing down either scripts or objections every single day, to just really internalize them. So just some additional practice there.
Yeah.
You want to
So
do
good.
a little role play of one type or another? Is there something in mind you would
do you see
be
how
open
scared
to
she
role
got?
play?
Oh my goodness. Okay, now we're going on the spot.
You are
But
amazing.
here's the thing, Marianne, you do it every day.
This is true.
So if you were to pick one, what would you pick?
Oh God, I have to be an expired.
You do an
Okay.
expired?
Yeah, I guess so. You make me nervous.
Okay,
now.
okay,
I
so
promise I'll be
so
easy.
Carly
I'll
is
be
a
easy
good
on you.
Carly can be a good homeowner. And
Oh, okay.
Carly owns a beautiful home in Hartford.
Oh, okay. Beautiful home in Hartford. All
All
right.
right,
So,
do it.
all right, ring, ring.
Hello,
Oh, hello. I'm looking for Carly.
this is Carly. Please don't tell me you're another real estate agent.
Oh, hi, Carly. Yes, my name is Marianne. I'm a real estate agent with Century 21. And by your expression, I'm sure you figured out that your home has come up online. It's an expired listing. And I was calling to see, when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home?
Well, how do you know my agent wasn't the right agent?
Well, that's a great question, Carly. And I guess really it falls back on, is your house sold yet?
No.
No, oh my goodness. And that sounds very disappointing. Where are you planning on moving to when your home did sell?
Oh my gosh, I'm moving to Florida. I want that hot weather, that beautiful ocean. Sick of it here in
Florida.
Hartford.
Oh, wow. That's so exciting. And how soon do you have to be in Florida, Carly?
What's that?
How soon did you have to be in Florida?
I don't have to be there soon, but like I would love like nice weather, you know?
Okay. So you don't really have a timeline. You just want to get there for the ocean and the better weather. Is that right?
Yes. Oh my God, the ocean. Yes.
They want to be in that ocean.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I mean, I guess the question is, Carly, I'm sure you're aware right now, this is definitely a seller's market. And in your area alone, about 90 homes were listed. 100 of those homes went under deposit. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Right. So what's interesting is why yours wasn't one of them. I mean, why do you think your home didn't sell?
My agent sucks.
Wow. Okay. So you weren't happy with the agent that you chose. Is that right?
Well, my agent is my brother's sister's cousin, so we like felt obligated.
Oh my goodness. So that's not the first time I've heard that. Absolutely. I mean, is there anything they did that you like best?
No,
No, nothing at all.
no,
Oh my goodness.
miserable.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wait, they lit a candle once during a showing. That was it.
They lit a candle during a showing. That sounds more like a fire hazard, probably.
You're funny, Marianne. I like you.
Well, I like you too. And I mean, Carly, if we get you closer to Florida and get your house sold and show you different ways of how we could get your home sold quicker and for more money, would that be worth 15 minutes of your time to explore that?
Yeah, I think, well, I think so, maybe.
All right, great. Well, what would be a good time for us to get together? I have some availability tomorrow, or would Friday, or would Saturday be better for you? I don't know what day it is.
Friday.
Friday, great. And I have 2 o'clock, or would 4 o'clock be better for you on Friday, Carly?
Well, I work till 5, but I guess I could take off a little bit early, but I don't want any like pressure selling. Like,
No,
we've been on the market for so long. I've been living like, not comfortably. I can't leave my stuff everywhere. I have to keep everything like tight. So I'm not sure.
right. Well, it's definitely my goal to make this as stress-free as possible. And of course, there is no obligation. This is just a conversation, just to make sure that you're making the right decision. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, great. Well, if you're working until 5, would 5:30 or 6 o'clock be better for you?
5:30 would be good. Yeah.
5:30, great. So Kai, before we get together tomorrow, there are just some questions I need to ask you just to make sure I'm in line with the goals that you'd like to achieve, okay?
Okay.
All right, great. And I'm going to be cool.
Nice.
Love it.
Thank you.
Isn't she like spot on, Ren?
She is spot on. She is spot on.
And can I just say, like, Marianne, I've listened to you a lot, and you are the only one that goes straight into the pre-qual. And I feel like that's why you get so many listings.
Well, I find if I don't pre-qual on the spot, I find it incredibly hard to get them back on the phone. And it also, I find the commitment level isn't quite the same. At least when I've pre-qualified them, I can get the packet out, and it's more, the appointment's more likely to happen. Whereas if I say I'll call you back later to pre-qualify, and by that time they've spoken to their significant other and all that stuff, and they've had time to think about it, and I end up closing again.
Yeah, exactly. And okay, I heard you say I sent out the packet. So you sent a pre-listing packet?
Yes.
What do you include in that packet?
So I have my pre-listing packet, which is, a full CMA, my marketing plan of action. I have some market stats in there, some references, and then I'll send a copy of the contract and the disclosures, basically all the paperwork we would be signing.
Wow.
I send that all in one packet and to the prospect,
including the price.
Including the price, yeah.
And that doesn't scare you or intimidate you?
No.
Good.
I'd rather know about the price ahead of time so I can prepare for that objection.
Yeah, that shock
You don't
value,
get it.
right?
They don't cancel out at all. When they look at that price, they're like, she wasn't listening to me. We wanted 700 and she's saying 6.25.
All right. I mean, they're going to try, of course, but if I'm going to have the data to back up what I'm saying.
But they're not going to cancel the appointment.
They might try to cancel the appointment, but unless it's crazy off price, and they'll say we'll never list below this, and I know that it's never going to sell for that, which is quite rare, then I might cancel it. But if we're close, then I'm going to go on it anyway.
Good. So everybody needs to listen to this. She's sending over a CMA with a full price on there already ahead of time. Now, on the upside of that, on the downside, sometimes they'll leave you a message and cancel and don't come. On the upside, think about what happens. If she had not done that, they want 700, she's saying 625. She goes there, presents it cold, 625. They go, oh, we weren't prepared for this. We got to think about it. 24 hours later, Coldwell Banker is sitting in front of her. Okay. Right. and Coldwell Banker gets it. She sends it ahead of time. They look at it a day ahead. They go, 625. She must be crazy. And then they look and they go, yeah, she must be crazy. And they look online and they go, well, look at this. This is the Harrison's house down the street. And that's, oh my God. And they spend some time with it. And then they wake up the next day after looking at it and they think, you know, well, she's probably right. And then she comes in and they've already realized, you know, this is pretty accurate. So then they don't have to think it over for 24 hours and have the next Coldwell Banker sitting there. So it's a good strategy. And,
it's good, and it shows
a lot of, and
professionalism.
most of you out here are going to be afraid to do it. Most agents are going to be afraid to do that.
We
And
challenge you.
and Mary Ann, it works for you. Is that right?
Yeah, it definitely works. And I mean, the whole, the listing presentation itself from the beginning, it's really setting them up for that price and how buyers.
I go yeah, and you're in front of them at that point. You're in
Right,
front of them at that
exactly.
point. I'm just saying, most agents are afraid to send over a full CMA with a price on it because they're afraid they'll get canceled. And to be fair, that does happen once in a while.
Well,
'Cause
right.
it does. Once in a while, it does happen. So, but it's an interesting strategy.
It does happen. And to be honest with you, Ren, I would much rather have them cancel on the phone than me sat in front of them for an hour, drive there, sit in front of them
Yeah.
for an hour to have the
Right,
same
but it balances because on the other side, they're ready when
Right.
they get there with this price that they weren't expecting. Because it
Exactly.
takes 24 hours to get mad about it and then to resolve it in their head. It takes a day. If if they're thinking 7 and then you throw 6 1/4, they're not necessarily going to sign right away.
Right.
Unless they've had a day to think about it, which you've done for them. So it's a good point. This
Very
is-
good point.
Now, we're going to have people watching this and want to know how to reach you for a variety of reasons. Hopefully, one to either list a home or send a referral.
Referrals.
What's the way to reach you?
My best way to be would be my cell phone. It'd be 860-515-0228. Yeah, that would be the way to reach me.
Okay, and is there an email or a website or something like that we should, in case they want to reach out?
Yeah, so my email would be Marianne. I have to start that again. I can't remember my email now. Marianne.century21@gmail.com.
Fantastic.
Love it. I'm so excited. This was one of my favorite, most favorite interviews. I'm going to rewatch it 17 times to put it in my brain. Thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. It's a pleasure to come on, and yeah, it was great fun.
This
Good.
has been wonderful. Thanks everybody for being here. We're going to have another exciting guest next week who is blowing it up, and it's fun, Marianne. A year and 5 months in the business. Last year you did 32. This year you're tracking for 50, which gives you $250,000 in your second year in the business. Congratulations.
Very
This is
exciting, yeah.
and 80% sellers. Last year was 80% buyers. That's a good. And people are going to watch this and figure out how to do this.
And Ren, what's Marianne's secret?
Marianne's secret. Oh, we all know what Marianne's secret is. She starts her day with a bowl of Cheerios. And no, I don't know. Actually, what she does is she goes through her process and she practices and role plays. She gets on the phone, she prospects, then she returns calls, and it's near lunchtime. But does she go for lunch? No, she goes to the freezer and she gets delicious Grater's mint chocolate chip. This is the one for listings. The other flavors are, she used to last year. You know what her favorite ice cream was? Carly, you know what it was. You know what her favorite.
Rocky Road.
It was Rocky Road because she was working with
Fires.
She was working with Rocky Road. Now she has the Grater's mint chocolate chip. Graters.com. Go there. You can find it in your market all over North America. We'll see you guys next week when we have
Thank
another
you so
exciting guest,
much.
blowing it up and doing crazy, exciting things, making a lot of money and having the time to enjoy it. See you guys.